I don't know if you'll be able to recognize me from my trademark beauty mark right there, but I am Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. My character is Audrey Horne. No, I'm not really Sherilyn Fenn, but that's the makeup that I'm trying to do or replicate in this video. She definitely had a more matte kind of look going on, so I made sure to keep my foundation matte, and like I powdered everything with my mineral powder, and I used very 1950s kind of colors. Not in the nails. I'm sorry I didn't do red. I should have done that, but I kept the eyebrows very, very vixen, and I think I replicated the look really well from the show. It's retro, but it still feels a little modern because we're not over applying the makeup necessarily. Like I could wear this during the day and not feel like I'm wearing too much makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy the look. In the thrift store, I can show you what it looks like. But it's just, I mean, it doesn't fit me perfectly, but it works for this kind of a look. It's just like a schoolgirl kind of a dress. So if you have like a schoolgirl skirt or a more classic kind of 50s top, that's what you want to wear. Angled contour brush, which is just a nice kind of all over eyeshadow brush. I like using it when I just want a wash everywhere. And I'm using In the Buff from my line, which is just a skin colored, I'm using In the Buff from my line, which is just a flesh tone neutral. Okay, then on her lids we're going to do a matte taupe color. So I'm just using Riviera from my Au Natural Neutral line. We're just going to get that all over the lid. And this is just the e.l.f. All Over Eyeshadow brush from the Mineral line. Pretty good brush for the price. And I find with mattes, if you put down another shadow first, they're easier to work with and to blend. So that's why I did the all over layer of color. Just get a nice soft layer of the taupe. And for my foundation, I did a more matte foundation today. I used the 100% Pure Foundation in Cream. It dries to a more matte finish, and I just finished off with some Creamy Peach powder foundation from Pumpkin and Poppy. For a 1950s look, you do kind of want to go more matte, and that's what they used in the show, is a lot more kind of matte makeup, because that's what they were known for using in the 1950s. Moulin from my Au Natural collection. It's that reddish satiny brown color. It's really pretty. In the show, she uses a lot of reds and peaches and oranges, like in her contour. I think they did that to bring out the blue of her eyes really well. So yeah, if you look back at her makeup in the show, she does a lot of warmer tones in her contour and cooler tones on the lid. So it's kind of a more autumnal kind of a look, but I think it's such a pretty look you could wear it any time of the year. Like, I wear whatever I want, whatever time of year. It doesn't really matter. But just kind of get that in your contour. We're going to blend it out, so. I'm going to go in with the Deluxe Crease brush from Pixie Woo. It's from the Real Techniques line. I really like this one when I really want to blend out my contour really easily. It's really nice for that. Like if you're not using a ton of colors in your look, it works really well. Since it is a wider brush, like it doesn't work the greatest if you have like a cut crease and other blending colors, but it works good for this. You want to go in with, you don't want to go in with the black for this. She kind of uses a dark brown for her eyeliner to keep it a little bit softer and more mask. So I'm using Rhett Cream eyeliner from the Gone with the Wind collection. I may be selling these individually, I'm not really sure yet, but for now they're only available in the full collections. But just use whatever dark brown, almost black eyeliner you have. And I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush. And we're just doing a thin line. I know people have a love or hate relationship with this brush, but it works really good if you want to do thin lines, I think, especially with cream eyeliner. She wings hers out ever so slightly at the end, but not very much. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit more of that Moulin color, because I think she has it pretty prominent in her looks, the reddish color. I really like Moulin for warming up looks. I think it works really good, and it's a nice alternative to red if you're afraid to wear red on your eyes. Some people think it makes them look tired. I personally don't have a problem with it as long as my foundation is flawless. I think it really brings out blue eyes really well. I think it works really good for green eyes too, because red and green are complementary colors. We're going to move on to lipstick. And I'm mixing two colors for this, and they're very retro colors. I'm going to do for my main color, I'm doing Bee's Knees from Morgana's Cryptoria, which is a pumpkin orange color. Audrey wears a lot of this color in the show as well. I'm going to mix in a little bit of red from another lipstick from Morgana's Cryptoria. It's It Girl. I'm going to mix that a little bit into the color. So I'm just going to go in with a brush since I want this to be very precise lip application. And I know some people, I usually don't have a problem applying lipstick straight from the tube because my lips are larger, but I know some people have an issue with that. So I'm going to use a lip brush for this. And keep it very precise. A little bit on straight from the tube so I can get that intense color, and then I'll blend it out with the brush. I'm going to line around the edge with the red, and this will just make our lips look a little bit fuller. And I noticed that she mixes a lot of reds and oranges in her lip colors. I think the mixture of those two creates the perfect color for this look. Another good alternative if you only have access to the drugstore would be Wet n Wild Megalass lipstick in Coraline. I just think this is a little softer and not quite as matte looking, which looks a little more youthful since she is playing a teenager in the show. Now for her brows, we're going to really arch these puppies out because that's what she does in the show. I'm blending a mixture of Hemingway and Eiffel. I want these to be really dark brows because that's what she does in the show. I think it's okay to err on the side of a little bit darker for her kind of an eyebrow. And these are going to be arched. These are going to be arched really crazily. We're going to keep the focus in the middle of the brow. See? That was her look. She had very angular, always quizzical kind of brows. That was just her style in the show, so it maybe looks a little extreme, but that's the way she did it in the show. So I'm trying to stick close to stills that I've seen from the show and just from watching the show. Twin Peaks is an amazing, amazing piece of art. You need to check it out if you haven't. David Lynch is amazing. He filmed Blue Velvet. A lot of people know of that movie. It also stars Kyle MacLachlan. Kyle MacLachlan is in Desperate Housewives too. He's Bree's husband, and he's like in the wheelchair. That's Kyle MacLachlan. I wish that he would get more work. He's an amazing actor, so good as Dale Cooper. And Audrey Horne, her character is really cool. Like, she is independent, strong. She knows her dad is like a bastard basically, and she fights against him. Even though she's scared, even though she's not sure what she's doing, she like tries to figure out what happened. She gets in a lot of precarious situations because she's so brazen and bold. It almost backfires on her, but she holds her own against a lot of really tough, formidable opponents. So that's another reason I wanted to represent her in my channel, because I really admire her character. I think she's amazing. Very inspiring, and I love the kind of femme fatale thing she has going on. Very Lauren Bacall or something. So definitely check that out. It's on Netflix, streamable right now. So if you get Netflix, you'll be able to watch it. There you kind of see how I got that quizzical kind of femme fatale arched brow going on. She does have a slight bit of definition down here under her lower lash line, so I'll just go in with the Riviera color and lightly define that. She doesn't have any eyeliner or anything really harsh down there, just like a soft taupey color. It's kind of hard to work from video stills and just from watching a show, because they don't usually pan in on the makeup. So I'm just trying to do the best I can to represent her, from what I can observe anyway. For the blush, she kind of has like a rougey red kind of blush going on. And again, this is just kind of the overall impression of her look. She has lots of different makeup looks, so this isn't going to represent all of them, but this kind of gives you the feel of her makeup. And I'm going to go in with Lorelei, which is my red vegan blush. And again, like I've told you guys to apply this before, you just use a stippling brush, you tap off the excess, you apply it to the back of your hand, so you only get a little bit, because that's really all you need. You don't want to overpower with a red blush, but as you can see, it just really adds to like a 1950s kind of a look, because they always wore more rougey red kind of blushes. She has a beauty mark, I think. I can't remember which eye. I think it's on this one. She has a beauty mark that's naturally there. It's like a mole. So to really recreate this, I gotta throw that in there. This is just for fun though. If you don't want to wear a mole or beauty mark out on a normal day-to-day basis, I understand completely. But this really makes it look like Audrey or Sherilyn Fenn, basically. That's her trademark, is that kind of birthmark. So I just used a dark brown for that. If you really wanted to do the hair and stuff like that, you would need a roller set, and I don't have hair rollers, but she just basically wore it up kind of in a shorter hairstyle, kind of like to here, and she wore it in a full roller set. And she did have bangs, at least in the first season. She had bangs more kind of like mine. Mine are kind of messed up. I need to trim them, but you get the idea. The look, that's the Audrey Horne 1950s schoolgirl kind of look. I don't know that many schoolgirls that would wear this to school, but it was a really glamorous look from an amazing show. Definitely watch it. It's one of David Duchovny's first television roles. He plays an FBI agent that is also a cross-dresser, and that's kind of a theme throughout the whole show. Like, it's about everyday small town and the quirky, dark undercurrent that's going on in the town. I'm from a small town, and I know they want you to believe that everything is like perfect and happy, and there's a lot of bad people and a lot of seedy behavior going on in small towns, so don't let them fool you.